Recording. And gonna share the screen. There we go. And start the slides. Think I got it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, everyone. Today is January 16th already. It's already halfway through the month.
Yeah.
So today, second part of setting your business up for success, goals, and budget. So remember, as always reach out to Debbie or I to go more in detail on this. This is why we don't, because I've had a few agents go, how do I log into your Zoom? We don't let you log into the Zoom. So anybody watching this, because I've had a few agents, well, how do I do that? Because Mike's we log into this one, we don't, just so we can get through the material. We'll meet with you one-on-one. So for all the agents that have been trying to figure out how to log in, I don't do it.
Yeah. Just watch us on Facebook Live or go to the YouTube.
And I'm sorry, this is just one of the ways I like it. I never was that type of person. Like I like to go to a class and then people get to ask whatever the questions they want, and then it loses my attention because I already know the answer to that question. And then we're spending 20 minutes on one question we didn't get through the material. That's why. It's not that we don't want to interact with you, but we want to do it one-on-one. So with that being said, we'll start the slides. Go ahead, Deb.
So, when you're setting up your business, you want to make sure that you have goals, right? So you should always plan your goals, preferably in December for the following year, but you can start in January too. And a goal is a dream with a plan and a deadline. And I have those highlighted in red because that's what a goal is. You know, it's a dream. I want to reach this goal, but I got to have a plan to get there. And you want to give yourself a deadline so that you have a time restraint, so that it's not just a wishy-washy dream that sits there forever and a day. Sometimes they will, though. Sometimes your dreams do sit there forever and a day, and then you have to reevaluate and figure out how you're going to reach them. So when you're setting up your goals, though, you can have short-term ones, which is 3-month goals, a 6-month goals, a year goal, and then where do you see yourself in 5 years? The little short-term goals are like stepping stones, like, so if you have a long-term goal of I want to make $100,000 a year, that this year, that's your 1 year goal. I want to make $100,000 for this year. Then you set up little mini goals of, well, how am I going to reach that? And that's your action plan, right? Of how you're going to reach that. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. Goals give you a sense of accomplishment and they help you maintain a sense of enthusiasm. So when you put those short-term goals in there and you reach that short-term goal, it's a hooray moment for yourself, Um, and you can use the next slide to help you figure these out. So the SMART system, you want to be specific in your goals that are well defined and they make sense to you and the basic knowledge of the topic. You want to have measurable goals, so identifiable ways to evaluate recognizable moment of achievement, like I said, right? Oh my gosh, I reached my goal. Yay, now I got to set another one. Attainable. So within your expertise. So don't set a goal of becoming a commercial agent and then not go to school, right,
Mhm.
to learn it. You'll never get there, right?
Right.
With the possible to accomplish, relevant, directly related to your objectives to improve your business, and realistic time frame for completion. So examples of SMART goals would be I want to close 15 transactions by December 1st. I will improve my listing presentation skill set by June 30th. That sets your immediate goal. I'll list a minimum of 5 homes in March. That's another immediate goal. My gross close commission this year will be $100,000. So by setting them up this kind of way, you have short little things to achieve to get to your ultimate goal. Make sense? How about you? What do you think of that?
Yes, exactly. I mean, we have, and I say this at least one, especially usually new agent or get in classes, at least one person a day, is that we have agents, I ask them, what kind of income you're looking for, full-time, part-time. So they say, well, I'm going to be full-time. I'm going to make $100,000 a year. Well, great. We have agents making over $100,000 a year. We have agents making over $200,000 a year. We have agents in our office making over $300,000 a year. And we have agents that make $0 a year. It's all with what you do with it. They all have the same opportunity, same tool, same technology. There's no one that has a jump on it. It's just doing these type of things and being organized and goal setting. And what I will start with even smaller goals of you can't get the listing appointments without making the prospecting calls, and you can't make the prospecting calls unless you build the database and a system to organize it and remind you. So there's your goals all don't have to be about money. It's about the things that you need to do. Kind of like I use a good or bad example. If you want to get healthy, every day you got to eat healthier. At least healthier. You got to do something to do healthy. So at the end of the day, you're like, you didn't get to your goal, final goal, but you know that helped.
Yeah.
And exercise. You got to have well, this is what I'm going to eat today. This is how much I'm going to exercise and how I'm going to exercise and when I'm going to exercise. You got to do that with real estate. This is when I'm going to make my prospecting calls. This is what I'm going to build on that. I'm going to get bigger, better. Like, if someone's, I'm going to go walk, you walk a mile, then 2 miles, and 3 miles, and 4 miles, and whatever. So same with real estate too. And it's possible. So and so many times, and I know Debbie get on the phone every year with many, many agents that are just not hitting their goals. And it's hard, sometimes tough love. We say, you can do it, you're just not doing it
Yeah.
because there's agents doing it. We have agents in our office. This is not a mythical idea. These are not things that are, pie in the sky, hope that it happens. We see it every day. We see it every year and it doesn't matter. I'll say the one only thing that an agent that's been in the business longer has is a past business to call on. But there's more agents that have been in the business a long time that never took advantage of it and not doing any business. So the number of years in business doesn't equal more business.
Correct. That's
So
absolutely correct. Yep.
so if they just those agents have been in the business that have sold hundreds of houses over 10, 15, 20 years and they don't have any business today, they just didn't take advantage of following up with all those people they sold houses to. So, all
Yeah.
right,
Go to
go
the next
ahead,
slide.
Deb.
So this is an example of a goal sheet that will help you figure out where you're going to be. So I didn't just kind of leave you hanging. I have a goal sheet here. This is all in that workbook that I told you that I have available to everybody. All you have to do is let me know and I can send it to you. This is one of the pages in here. So it's like, what's the first step? Okay, what's your target date? Did I complete it? Yay, put your check mark in there or your happy face or whatever you want to do there. What's the second step? What happens next? What else needs to be done? What is the final step? It's set up so that you can talk to yourself and help yourself get organized in that particular thing so that you can reach your goals. There's also other sheets that go along with that in that workbook. There's a full sheet for the SMART, and then there's also a list of things that you can do for actions and stuff. There's so much stuff in this little workbook that I talked about last week that really helps you with your business. So if you want that, you can reach out to me. This next thing that we're going to talk about is production goals calculator. So there's a couple different production goals calculators. This one is set up with an Excel spreadsheet type thing that I can also send to you, and it coordinates nicely with the workbook that I gave you. So of course I got this from Lori, right? Because she gave me the workbook for you guys to use. We also have a production goals calculator that I can send to you that goes along with Tony and Mike's plan that they talked about in December. So I have both. They're both set up similar. This one is a little bit different. Because it actually breaks it down into sections like this, which I kind of like a lot better. And it flat out tells you only fill in 5 lines. You only have to fill in your desired income, the average home sale price for your market, your average office commission split. So number 14 is not your split with the office, because that's number 15. Number 14 is what is the average amount of commission that we're receiving today in the market. So I'd say if you want to use a 2.5, you're going to be pretty safe that way. Some people are still getting a 3, some people are still getting a 3.2. But you want to go with an average. So 2.5 is really kind of an average there. If you get into the 2.5/2, you're going to mess up the thing here. So just go with whole numbers so that it can compute and let you know what it is. And then you also want to put in the agent split with the office. So if you're a 90/10, 80/20, 70/30, or in a different office that's not Homestar and you have a 60/40 or whatever it is, put that split in there because it's all going to calculate. And then the number of work days per year. So most people work about 220 days. If you work more than that, then you're going to put that in there, but you're going to subtract out the days that you don't work and be honest. It's no one's going to see this except for yourself. And that's why we go with the 220 because that's the lower number, right? If you're a workaholic like me and you work a lot more days than that, or Tony, then you put the number in there that you actually work, right? But be
Yeah,
honest because it's your spreadsheet.
yeah, I would say put the number of days that my opinion is you're going to be proactive. You're going to be making calls and you're
Yeah.
contacting people because most realtors were, and especially if you're busy, we're on duty 7 days a week, but you might be reactive, So usually what, I say agents Monday through Friday, certain times of the day, they're being proactive. Then Saturdays and Sundays and nights, they're showing houses or going on listing appointments and handling client calls and being more reactive nights and weekends. So I say put the 5 days. So that's where 220 comes in. That's about, 5 days a week.
Right. Yep. And then once you hit the calculation button, go back up for a
Yep,
minute.
yep, there you go.
Once you hit the calculation button there, it's then going to fill in the rest of the spreadsheet. So what is it going to take for me to reach my goal? It's going to give you a number for the listings, the deals, the close size, and the contacts that you need to make each day. And then it will also tell you what the value of your day is. So it's really important. This is also, not only does Lori talk about this in this thing, but Brian Buffini talks about this as well.
Mhm.
What is the value of your day? Because you need to make sure that you're seeing that you are valuable every day.
Right.
Your ultimate short-term goal is 8 hours, right? If that's what you work. Because what did I accomplish today? Did I get everything today accomplished that I was supposed to get? So this helps structure your day, structure your business so that you have your goals or what you want to achieve by the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the year, and so on. You're the business person. We're trying to teach you how to be a business person in the easiest way possible here.
Next.
So this one is now going to tell you what your annual budget should be for your business. So your projected gross commission income is the gross. So if they say they're offering you $5,000, then that's what you put there. It's not what your split is with the office. It's beforehand. It's 5,000. What your projected expenses are for your business. So if you don't know what they are because you're a new agent, you just write down the things that you do know on your projection sheet, right? So you know that your expenses are going to be gas because you have to drive. You know your expenses are going to be maybe pens or internet service or things like that. Also want to make sure that you are doing marketing materials. So that's also an expense. You might have to spend a couple bucks on that. And then what is your projected income tax? You can use that off of your Schedule C from last year if you were an agent, and if you're not a new agent, what is the projected income tax for a
So
self-employed person?
yeah, I would love to talk about my experience with agents and taxes. So at the beginning of every year when we send out 1099s, I know we get inundated with people going, is that how much money I made? Is that correct? Because they're getting checks or direct deposits and they're not adding it up or they're not saving for taxes. So I always tell agents you really should when you get you put money aside in a different account for taxes so you don't have to worry about it. Because, and I know if anybody watching this who's been in real estate a while, you might have fallen in this trap. I know there are agents that every year stay in real estate, or I will use this, force themselves to stay in real estate because they made some money last year, and all of a sudden they can't get out of real estate because they need to make the money to pay the taxes that are due in April, or if they get extensions from last year, and then they feel like they're not making any money for half the year because they're saving up those kind of, they're always kind of behind. Does that make sense? Like all of a sudden, say you made $50,000, and then we'll just throw out, I'll throw out like 15,000 in taxes, and you don't have it saved. You're like, now I got to make 15,000 in commissions at the beginning of the year or in spring to save to pay my taxes from last year, and it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
feel like all your money's going to the
You see,
government.
all your money is
I
going to be
fell into
going
that
towards
little bit of a trap, yeah, but you got to get yourself out of it.
this.
And
Yeah,
this is
just
how you
try
do
to
it.
save it.
If you
Yeah,
put the projections on here, you're going to know, okay, I need to take X amount of dollars from my commission every single time I get one and throw it into that tax
yeah,
account and don't
right.
touch it because it's only for your taxes, right? So,
Exactly, exactly. So, all
and
right,
then
next slide.
down
Okay.
at the bottom, though, it
Okay.
does tell you to also have a percentage of each closed transaction to put towards business development. So not only to pay your taxes, but also for your marketing, guys. So set that money aside so that you can buy your postcards if you want to, or print flyers if you want to, or any of those things that don't cost a ton of money. I'm not telling you to spend a ton of money because I know nobody has it. Unless you're a
No, I just,
super producer, but
no,
put the
like
money aside so you can spend it.
example, if you have somebody, if you have set, like Debbie and I were just talking about pop buys and gifts and things that you could send people. Say you have a just roll up a $25 budget each year. Like, I'm going to send somebody this thing or something once a year, or two things. It's, $10, $15 each to send it to them. Uh, and say your budget's $25 a year per agent or per person, and you want to do it for 10 years. So 25 times 10 is $250. So if you have a system, then every sale you put that $250 in a marketing account, and the money's there for the next 10 years to send people. Because every time I tell people, hey, send all your clients a $25, or past clients $25 something every year, they go, oh my gosh, it adds up. I got so many people. That's a lot of money. I go, it shouldn't be a lot of money if you put that, start now. Start, okay, this year start. Okay, everybody this year, I'm putting out of my commission, I'm putting $250 in an account, and that's good for 10 years of sending them something
Yep,
of
yep.
value. And you're allowed to do that. You can't give people, a lot of the time agents ask me, like, am I allowed to give gifts to people or whatever? You can't give them money for a sale. But after the sale's done, you could give them like little gifts and pop buys of stuff. You can't give them thousands of dollars or something, because it's not, you're not giving it to them because they just bought, or you're giving them something that requires them to buy or sell through you. This is over a 10-year period. You're allowed to do that. And I also told agents too, I've never seen a case of someone giving someone some type of gift, like, of something, just gift of like that an agent got in trouble over. I never saw an article. I've never heard of a story. None of our agents, knock on wood, never have done anything. There's, so just, it's no problem giving things to people over a long period of time.
Yep.
All right, next.
Well, this should have been on last week's thing, but we kind of screwed up a little bit. So disregard the January 14th. But this is also a suggestion on what you can put on your social media. This was National Dress Up Your Dog Day. And in case y'all don't know, these are our babies, right? So there's Charlotte from the office. She's asking everybody, hey, I'm a realtor. See my scarf. Do you want to buy a house? And then you got Lila over there, and she's like, yes, we need our own space. Look what mom does to us every day. And then you have Aria down there going, I want to get out too. Me too. So these things will create buzz on your social media. And that's why I post them the way that I do, because if you make your own little posts like this, how cute are they? And you're going to get comments from people on your social, which is what you want. You want that to happen so that you are engaging with people on social media. And then another way to spark up your business for 2023 is to email a copy of the closing statement in January, so this month, to all of your past clients so they have it when they're doing their taxes. And you can include a little personal letter. I'm all about the personal notes as well, and hand write it, because then they know it is personal and they'll remember you.
Exactly.
People love personal notes, boy. It is definitely, I know I feel happy when somebody
All
sends me
right.
a personal note. It
It
means they took
works.
time
It
out to care.
works.
Yep.
And we got some CE coming up.
We do finally got some list on there. So on the 27th, we have Mike Ferrante's doing a Chat GPT for real estate. This is a good class if you don't know anything about AI and how you can use it in your real estate. He's been doing it for a little bit over a year now, I think, using Chat GPT. I know a couple other people that have used it. I've used it just to help me figure out how to say things to you guys on these videos, believe it or not. And you can use it for all kinds of different things. Just be careful, because if you're doing Chat GPT to describe a house that you have listed, make sure that you're reading it, because if it's not, they're not in the house. They're only going off of what you're putting in there.
Right.
So just make sure you're reading it and making it your own before you actually post something like that. February 1st, Hash is going to go over the lawsuit and things that you need to know. That's a Thursday morning. February 29th is back with Mike Ferrante, Be a Rockstar Agent, doing these 15 things. He's been teaching this class for quite a few years now. It's a good one because he shares secrets with you all. So, and you get credit for it. So
exactly. And also a reminder, because every class, usually at the time the class starts, I get a handful of emails from people that say, I can't, how do I get in the class? Because they sign up for it well in advance. And then when the class comes, you already got the email. You probably deleted it by accident with the login information from the Zoom. So make sure when you sign up for these classes on our website, it's the Zoom Connect. It's coming from Mike. It's coming his Zoom. It's coming from Hesh. His Zoom's not coming from us. And make sure you save that. But I always click as fast as I can. Sometimes I say you got to re-register and try again.
Yeah.
So, and that becomes a problem sometimes. So it's nice that you sign up early, but you sometimes miss that email and don't save the email somewhere to find it. So most people get in, but every once in a while. So unfortunately, I have no control of that.
Yeah, true.
So
that's true.
So that's it. We'll stop sharing the screen there. So thanks for joining us today, everyone. Remember, reach out to Debbie or myself. We're always happy to put you on our schedule and help you out individually with whatever you need. So have a great day.
Bye-bye. Stay warm.
Bye-bye.